Good morning, my neighbors. And it's 3 in the morning. And the beauty about doing this podcast at night, why we decided to be doing them at night, is because of the location that we are in. This is Orakira Mara Homes, and the reason why we decided to be doing our podcast at night is because of the name of the destination, Orakira. Orakira is a Maasai name that means the stars, something beautiful. Once you come to Orakira Mara Homes, the thing that you see around 3 in the morning is what we call the galaxy, the stars. They're just so beautiful. But today we like to talk about business. And my name is David Masharia. I'm a creative entrepreneur. And again, most of you know me as a photographer and a content creator. And what I get every day is questions from creatives. How did you make it this? How did you start the business? How did you make a household brand that can actually fetch the business all over the globe, And one of the things I like sharing more actually is not about the success I've done and the achievement I've done. I like talking so much about the failures, the things I have done, the things I have done lonely. Yani, mazee, kuna vitu nimefanya kwa biashara. Yani, the mistake that I have done in when I built the business I built over the years for the last Versatile is I think is 15 years, more than 15 years now. And even before that, I used to be a photographer. I started my photography journey from the year 2000. I have made a lot of mistakes, a lot of them, and those are the mistakes I like sharing. And one of them where people, and especially my students, keep on asking me, how do you become so focused on what you do every day, and how do how you don't get disrupted or something? Yes, that occurs on its own. Disruption in business. That is one of the things that can actually shut down your business. When you lose focus as a vision bearer, as a person who have seen the vision of what you started, that business goes home. It goes home with you. And one of the things that really helped me is when I registered my company. Most of you know my company, Versatile Photographers. Before then, I used to work as a David Mashari. I used to be a solo proprietor. Dale kama udoka biashara, solo proprietor. Where if you're gone, your business goes home with you. And I'm lucky. I can call myself one of the luckiest person because I think I invested in a lot of social capital. Social capital is what I keep on talking about. The people you know, the people you interact with, the people who are mentoring you, the people who give you business. And this is one of the things that really helped me as an entrepreneur. I became an entrepreneur. The reason why I discovered everybody who was getting married, want a family photo shoot, have a documentary, they want a piece of David Mashari. As I'm one person here. And I think the skill I had accumulated over the years from one of my best university I attended, which is Google University. I had so much skills to invest myself with. Then the moment I shared my work, because in business you have to invest in what you call visibility. I was very visible and I took advantage of the internet back in the year 2007 when you used to pay cyber shilingi 5. Nyinyi mko na internet on your hands, bro. And like, you guys, do you know the goal that you hold in that phone, that you chat like 3 hours, 5 hours, and you can invest in a skill? We used to actually spend so much time in a cyber, and depending on the money in your pocket, I could even get 50 shillings and I got the cyber just to run a certain skill. So nowadays you have classes you can buy very cheaply. You can actually make sure you invest in that. So what I did, I had so much skills that I have invested myself. Then when I shared the kind of product that I developed and I created, everybody was getting married, and I was overwhelmed. And one of my mentors, even till today, her name is Matthew. He gave me a job. And I told him, hey bro, I'm booked on that day. Unfortunately, I can't actually take that job. Then he was asking me, David, I'm giving you one of the potential clients that you actually cherish for the rest of your life, and you're telling me you're booked. Why don't you train people? And like, I used to think nobody can take the kind of photos I take. I used to feel like, yeah, I'm the big, and that's the time it was a turnaround. And that's why I actually, from that day, he started mentoring me how I should start training. And Versatile Photographers, people who know it, we started doing a lot of training programs back in the year 2007. Even the people we trained those days, They used to feed them in our studio. We couldn't even feed them in our studio. We used to take them to Uhuru Park, and those are the guys who own household brands in Kenya. We train them how to do photos. I used to ask people on social media, do you have a camera? Do you know how to use it? Come. Because I needed what we call the social capital, and I needed a team to work with. And the moment I trained the people I wanted to work with, I got among the best people who had an interest. That's the thing. People had the interest. But again, I'm sure if you know Africa, we have a lot of problems. Everybody want to be somewhere to get some money, pay his bills, but sometimes they don't even focus on what actually they want to do. But again, they're not even passionate. Yeah, I got wrong people in my business, and that's why I want to talk about something called disruption in a business, disruption in your goals, trusting the wrong people into your business. That is one of the things that is killing so many business, not just in Kenya, in the global market. And it have affected me also in when I was building the brand, because some people, they could come and lie to me. Some people can come and give me the vision that I could borrow and I could buy their vision, but they were not part of the vision I was working on. And when I talk about disruption, when you're focused on a certain goal, you have to be prepared, bro. Hey, when you're starting a business, expect disruption. We are starting from the people you hang out with, friends, family, yeah, and even the client. Sometimes you might get some malicious client along the way, yeah. When you're building, yeah, me, have been taken to court. And the good thing about investing in other people, I had several friends in, and I think that's a story for another day. I was mentioned in court, and I was supposed to pay around 1.2 million for a client. Her footage just got roasted, and she decided, oh, Versatile is a big brand. These guys have money, are gonna make a lot of money because it was our mistake. Yeah, we lost the footage. The next thing, bro, one of the lawyers said to me, David, I was served, but I never saw the letter anywhere. It was such a malicious act, bro. In business, there is a lot of malicious. Even you get people in a wrong your way. The people who come close to you, you think you're doing business with them, but they're gonna try as much as possible to sink you down. That a story I'll give you another day, but it was such a bad thing. But the moment you are known, why you should build a household brand is because people get to know who you are. People get to know your services. And when I talk about the mistakes I've done, is one of the biggest one is the disruption that I have got when I was very focused. And what I wanted to start, what I wanted to accomplish when I started photography business. And again, I had a big vision, the vision that was bigger than me. My company is that I started became even bigger than who I am today. And that was my vision. And I remember back in the year 2010, the moment I realized I don't even have the resources, because I went to South Africa to do some workshops in photography and film. I went for 2010 and 2011. I attended a workshop there. Then the skills I have, I realized I don't have the potential, I don't have the resources to invest that in Africa. I decided, let me start an organization. I gathered photographers and I started what we call today Photographers Association of Kenya. I founded that back in the year 2011, and the reason I founded that thing is because I had so much skills. And again, I realized I don't know everything, but there's another photographer who has another skill that I don't know. But if we can come together, we can actually build something. And also I can learn from them. And I decided, let's have some mentorship programs. And I think most of you who are members of PAK, you have already benefited with that organization, because you are able to actually understand other photographers, their craft, their niche, their gen. And again, you can actually get people to work with, because you can imagine I had so much business and I didn't even have people to work with. Even today, Versatile still get a lot of business, but sometimes we usually try to, as much as possible, to share it to our students, because back into the year 2015, we started a school. After we got commissioned to shoot the Obama visit when he was in here in country. So we started a school with my team, and actually we could be able to inspire other people and show them the roadmap. What we did, we created a roadmap, how to build a business platform, how to build a photography business. And again, at the same time, how to avoid the mistake that I have done, how to avoid the mistake we have done over the years. And that's where it comes now to disruption. Have you ever heard of something called character development? I'm not talking about character development in a relationship that's genuine. Character development in business. That's what I'm talking about. Bro, the thing that comes along with you, people who works for you, then the next thing, they're like, ooh, yeah, I thought you are in this together. Oh, we are in this together. Wah, where? That's according to you. The people you bring into your business, be careful who you are bringing into your business. Be careful the people you are close with. And that's why sometimes you have actually to reduce your circles. The people who knows my story, back in the year 2012, there's a time my office was robbed. You know, yani nilifungua ofisi hivi asubuhi, I found something called a neko. Nilifungua mlango hivi. Huh? Yani, there are some guys who spend the whole night in my office, removing all my hard disk and any. I've been through it all, bro. I started a business. God blessed me. I had my own space. Most of you remember the studio I used to have at Hazina Towers. There's a day I woke up one day and I went to open my studio and I found a Neko. And you know, so those are the days I had packaged my brand in a way. I want to show the client how we work. So my office was like an open kitchen, what we all say, an open brand kitchen. When you walk in the office, you see my editors working there, bro. And we used to use Apple. I think, and to afford Apple those days, unless you are working for a big media house, but I was able to import some of those equipment. But when you're marketing your business, you're also marketing to the thieves. And the people close to you, you never know who is a friend, who is an enemy. That's why I'm talking about disruption. Who do you bring close when you're doing your business? How do you create boundaries? You need to create boundaries when you're doing business, because you're going to be having a lot of people in your life. You don't even know where they are in there. You're thinking they're part of your vision, but they just want to learn you. And I think that night that I was robbed, that's the night I never worked in that studio, because I used to work at night. I have built most of my brands. I work at night. The reason we are doing a podcast at 3 in the morning, the beautiful stars at night, that's when no one is calling you, no one is asking you where are my photos. When that's the time your mind is so settled, that's why you can actually think. Because as a creative, you have to create time for yourself, how you can actually think, how you can execute your ideas when it's so quiet. That's the only night I never was not working in the office. So someone very close to me used to track me. And that's why I tell people, be very careful who you're doing business with. Be very careful your social capital that you're building. And this is the things that I feel like, you guys, you're starting a business. You have beautiful ideas. Like in Africa, bro, look at how the problems you have, the challenges. Take those challenges as an advantage to start giving a solution and make business. Why are foreigners are the one who thriving? They are the people thriving in business. Why? People from outside. And us Kenyans, and we have all the potential, and sometimes you have a resource depending how you invest in your social capital, but you can actually also make a lot of business when you can actually focus on the business that is trending, and also the kind of solution you are offering to the global market. Don't market your business in local country. Think globally. Yeah. So most of my friends have started business, they have closed. Why? The people they trusted, the people they brought into their business, the people who are very disloyal. In business, the moment you get a chance to work for anyone, there's what we call loyalty and respect. If I was not loyal where I used to work in a studio for 3 months, I was not even paid, because what I needed is an opportunity. I was looking for an opportunity, and that's why I keep telling young people, you guys keep on looking for jobs, but what you should be looking for is what you call an opportunity. Somewhere you can actually go there, invest your time, learn how things are done. By the time you are actually leaving that place, you are skilled, you have a lot of experience, and again, you can go to start something on your own. Because that's the beauty of, having your own shigiri. Employment sometimes, is good, but again, if you can do your own thing and start as a sole proprietor before you even become of an entrepreneur, where I tell people, before you get those disruption, the solution to avoid those disruption, there's something called DIY. Do you know what is a DIY? Do it yourself. A good example, when I started my company back in the year 2007, is I was a photographer. I used to be the editor. I had learned how to edit photos. Sisi ni generation ile tuliona computer after high school. Nimetoka high school 2000, the year 2000, niliguza kitu inaitwa mouse 2006. I didn't even know how the computer operates, but I had an interest because I needed to edit my pictures. And I was the editor, I was the photographer, I used to be the messenger, I used to be the accountant. Nikilipo a wedding 150,000, hiyo pesa najua vile nitaigawa, nini. There's something called DIY. you invest in DIY, invest in the skills that you can be able to hire other people. Are we together? You don't know a certain skills. You don't have the money, but you have what you call time. Invest that time to learn a new skills before you hire someone. And that's why I've told you I have done a lot of mistakes. Because some of the skills, I ran some of them from the wrong people sometimes, and I could execute them in my company. But you don't have a budget to hire other people. You don't have a budget even to hire even consultants like HR. So you become your HR. You are the one who hires and fires because you are the owner of the business. Till your business gets to the point where you invest so much money that you can actually hire someone to come and step on that step you are in, so that you can climb to the next ladder of the next steps. And that's why you see my the company I run, Versatile Photographers, we have over more than 100. I think we are more than. I think there are people on our phone call line in our database that who can work for us. Even the projects I've done in most of the countries in Africa, sometimes they don't even have to leave this country. I actually call my students who are inspired and I tell them, so I build a brand where I needed to inspire more people so that every time I get an assignment, I know who fits in this. And photography is very wide. There are those guys who are very good in photography for weddings. There are those guys who are very good in documentary, humanitarian projects. And those are the things that we invested as a company. And remember, when you're starting, invest in DIY so that you can know the process, how it's done. By the time someone is coming to tell you this is done, at least you have an idea. Even if you're not perfect, you have an idea how it's done. So by the time you're building a household brand that can actually fetch the market in the global market, you have a team. Because without a team, you're a sole proprietor. Now, when you're a sole proprietor, it comes with a lot of risk. In case something happened to you, you don't show up for your business. Kwako hakutaduka nyama liyo siku. And I think what I am encouraging people to invest in creative economy. Creative economy is one of the best industry that you can actually join, where you don't have to own something